Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the NXT Ring Report. Coming up, we show you Spears takes on Tony D'Angelo for the NXT North American Championship. And Sean Spears wins some gold. We'll find out. Plus, we have more of the Iron Survivor matches. As actually one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions takes on Ethan Page, the men's Iron Survivor qualifying match. We'll see that coming up. Yeah, for the women's, as Julia takes on former North American champion Young Jordan, the women's Iron Survivor match. And our main event, as Tatum Paxket challenges Fallon Henry for the NXT Women's North American Championship. We'll get to that coming up. Also, too, we talk about a lot coming on the Pro Wrestling Show, as well as special Eric Bischoff. What does Eric Bischoff got to do with NXT? We'll talk about it and come up here on the NXT Ring Report. Starts right here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect and our digital platforms as well. Streaming live right now, and we are live in the living color. Later on, we'll have the NXT Women's Championship review. Fallon Henry took on Tatum Paxket one-on-one. We'll talk about it here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right, let's get down into it. Let's get down on what went down tonight. And tonight was that tonight. We're going to kick things off with this. Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland is the number one contender for the NXT Championship. He will meet Trick Williams next week for Deadline coming up. As the Ridge went through that devastating match to take on Andrew Chase, and he did a lot of damage to Andrew Chase. Ridge decided to make an example of Andrew Andrew was doing everything he can to keep his stable alive, Chase U, but at the end, Ridge Holland won and survived. He's the new number one contender for the NXT Championship coming up at Deadline for the NXT title against Trick Williams. But Ridge saying he ain't going to be playing no games. Ridge going to make an example. Ridge going to have to do what he wants to do in order for Ridge to do what he has to do. That's the one Ridge wants to do. Ridge Holland will get that opportunity next week for the NXT Championship next week for Deadline. And Ridge did make the example tonight and stuff after he got confronted by Eric Bischoff came on the screen. Eric Bischoff playing like he's doing like his general manager role from Raw nearly 20 years ago. Bischoff said that he will appear on NXT. I don't know what Bischoff's going to be doing. Bischoff's going to be saying he wants to see what makes Ridge and Trick Williams tick. Well, Bischoff's going to get a first-hand look next week. Eric Bischoff, former general manager of Raw and former president of WCW, wants to get a first-hand view of what NXT. I guess December is going to be the month of Bischoff because Bischoff was all over the place. MLW want Eric Bischoff. Now NXT want Eric Bischoff. So Eric Bischoff all around the world. We'll see next week. Well, we get to this. This is the first match for the men's Iron Survivor qualifying matches. And when we say Iron Survivor, it's an Iron Survivor, all right. Well, Axiom, one half of the tag team champions, took on Ethan Page. As you see right here, Ethan Page doing quick work to Axiom. Ethan Page puts himself into the men's Iron Survivor match. Ethan Page, really looking forward to the match. Ethan Page getting himself together. Ethan Page will be one of 5 men competing in the men's Iron Survivor match. If he will get himself back into NXT Championship contention, he'll do so next week. If he wants to win, he has to go through 5 other men. And I'm assuming that 5th spot will be the last chance match for Fatal 4-Way to determine which one of the 4 men that lost redeem themselves in a second chance match. So we'll see that next week coming up. Also, too, we get to this the women's Iron Survivor match. Julia takes on Kiana Jordan. Who's gonna be in the women's side of things? Well, we didn't have to wait too long as Kiana Jordan lost to Julia. Thought Julia had a chance, but I think Julia missed her wrecking. I think Julia might have to figure out what's next. But that leaves Kiani gets herself another spot. So Kiani will have to compete against three other women who lost, and they get themselves a shot. But Julia moves on, and Julia moves on to the next round. Julia defeating Kiani Jordan. Now Kiani Jordan might have to figure out if she can win that final spot, the second chance next week, the Fatal Four Way. But this is the Women's Iron Survivor match. You got Julia, um, Saul Ruka, Stephanie Vaquer, and got that other girl named she's from Australia. Um, and then the final spot, whoever wins that second chance battle, second chance Fatal Four Way, who earns that spot. We'll see coming up next week. Well, on the men's side as well, Ethan Page, um, Wesley, um, Evans, Javon Evans, um, Nathan Frazier, and then that final spot we will see next week. And however, we'll get that shot next week. But we even saw what's his name? Wesley with a new look. Wesley cut his hair. Wesley with a new look, a new attitude. I guess Wes wants to follow his protocol. We'll see how that's gonna go down. But well, we know. Well, Sean Spears looking forward to getting an opportunity for the championship, for the North American Championship. Sean Spears won the North American Championship, but he has to go through this man right here, Tony D'Angelo, to get that shot and get that shot he needed. Well, it wasn't not too long after what we saw earlier when Tony D'Angelo took down Sean Spears and Tony D'Angelo defeated Sean Spears. But Sean Spears looking for got new groups and stuff. Tony D'Angelo lying on his face. D'Angelo felt the real effects of what went down. So Tony D'Angelo might have to find some reinforcements. And D'Angelo got attacked. But knowing Tony D'Angelo, he'll find someone to come in and take down, Sean Spears. Sean Spears wanted to do the same. So we will have to wait and see what will be next for Sean Spears. But Sean Spears look like he has an ace up his sleeve. So we'll see how that's going to go down next week. We also get to this. Um, Andrew Chase realizing that Chase U's over with, he reminisced about Chase U and put Chase U under the pass. I think he didn't want to do so, but he had to do it. But Andrew Chase now getting himself together. I can tell you that about Andrew. Andrew realizing the magnitude of what went down and knowing that Chase U is in the book. He doesn't have a Chase U no more. What's next with his gimmick? He doesn't have to wait and see what's next for him. But we kept seeing this doll that Tam Plancher was playing with, and somebody picked it up. Don't know what's going on. We'll tell you a little bit later on what went down. We'll tell you. Well, Eddie Thorpe got in the face of Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels tried to tell Eddie Thorpe to hold on. At the Ava got attacked from behind. I don't think Eddie Thorpe meant to do it, but he did. But Eddie Thorpe accidentally hit general manager Ava, left her out. She was okay right here. This was Ava had went down right here, taking a huge bump, and Eddie Thorpe. I don't know what's going on, but Eddie Thorpe might don't need to be focusing on Shawn Michaels anytime soon. He's got his last chance match next week. in the PSI Survivor. Can Eddie Thorpe advance to go into that final spot? He had to take down Lexus King and Axel and Cedric Alexander to get that final spot, but he has Eddie Thorpe. He has Shawn Michaels in his target crosshairs that he need to watch out for. Well, we know this. Fatal Influence getting themselves ready for that match. Fallon Henry getting herself ready for her match against Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley didn't know what was going on and they was trying to play with him. So hey. Well, Lola Vice saying she calls out Jada Parker. She wants Jada Parker in the NXT Underground match. Lola Vice knows a thing or two. She's been on a lot of NXT Underground matches, being Shayna Baszler, which that was a joke to me, but did so tonight and wants to do the same. So, hey, we'll see if that's going to be the fruition coming up soon. If she's going to accept, Jada Parker's going to accept that match. I would like them to see they did a hardcore match. Now they want to do a regular match, a hardcore match. Now an NXT match is even more dangerous. So we'll see. Well, we get to the main event. The main event was Tatum Paxton challenging Fallon Henry for the NXT Women's North American Championship. I told you a little bit early after someone found the doll after Tatum Paxley was trying to figure out what she wanted to do, and Fatal Influence came out of nowhere trying to tease her and tease her bad. She really didn't pay no attention to it. And how could you when you know? But hey, we'll see how that's gonna go down eventually and stuff. But Tatum Paxley had the focus shift her gears tonight from playing the Playhouse and stuff with fairly influence to now and went down and stuff. Like we saw the women's division was all full of force tonight after they attacked her. And out of nowhere, Gigi Dolin came back to help aid Tatum. Tam Paxton didn't know what hit her. Not hit her, but Fallon Henry and Fatal Influence got set up, and they got set up and D got knocked out and dragged out. And it was that. You see right here, Fallon Henry got the win right here. But it wasn't enough. Fallon Henry and her girls took a huge bump tonight after Gigi Dolin came out of nowhere. Right name matter. She did so tonight by doing what she needed to do. So we'll see if there's gonna be a tag team match or what's gonna go down. It'll be a 3-on-2 handicap match. Who knows? So we will see next week. All right. They'll end the NXT ring report. Let's move over to wrestling hot topics. Wrestling hot topics. Talk about this. Ricky Starks appeared on the Chris Van Vliet podcast show today and discussed everything. Why he's absent from AEW? Will he look forward to free agency? Will he ever test the waters of free agency going to WWE? Or what he was doing hanging around with Cody Rhodes and what's his status and his situation with AEW? Ricky evaluate he doesn't know what's going on with AEW. He said he wants to come back and wrestle. He's been training and he said he doesn't like sitting at home. Ricky Starks got a lot on his plate. So who knows with Ricky Starks? I think Ricky Starks is a phenomenal athlete. I just don't know why AEW pulled back. But we're hearing reports that his contract is up either in the spring or summer of next year. Ricky Starks can really test those waters. I don't know why Tony Khan would have him an option like that. Who knows what's going on? But hopefully Ricky Starks get back in wrestling. He was thinking he was coming to AEW, but that wasn't the case. So who knows with Ricky Starks? I told you next week, NXT Last Chance Iron Survivor match. Winner advances to deadline. Eddie Thorpe, Lexus King, Exxon, and Cedric Alexander. They all will be in action next week. The Last Chance match as well, the women's. So we looking forward to seeing that match next week. All right. We know tomorrow will be Thanksgiving Eve. We will have the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report here. So don't miss a second. Don't miss a chance of nothing. We'll have it next week. We're going to leave you with Gigi Dolin and Tatum Paxket forming a team to take down Fan Influence. See how that's going to go. Thanks for watching the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dixon. So long. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT